you can't. It's really addictive. But you can't just play it for a little bit. It's one of those things where you just want to keep playing it because if you die, you're like, oh, I just want to keep going. It's just so addictive, so fun. There's so many guns and so many monsters. It's just a blast.
Is that
absolute blast?
Is that the Nintendo Switch title Tesla versus Lovecraft, Colin?
That is the Nintendo title from 10 Tons LA Ltd called Tesla versus Lovecraft, also available on other platforms. A fantastic addition to your library, I feel, if you have not played it yet. Can you believe, Chris, that in a few days' time, the paid services comes into effect?
I know.
For Nintendo.
So, but by the way, this is here at Handheld, episode 230. Colin thought he stealth pressed go live, but actually I saw the whole time.
Well, the problem is, like, it's not really stealth because a big yellow button
comes up.
But, let's make it natural. Let's go straight into it. No messing. Straight in.
Yeah. September is Nintendo Switch Online month. And it's going to start in a week's time. And it's a 7-day trial you can get from the eShop as well. More information during tomorrow's Direct. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it.
Do you reckon the Direct that's going to be tomorrow, do you think they're going to focus, maybe they're trying to divert people's attention away from the fact they'll have to pay now and give us loads of information and loads of videos and details on upcoming games and Smash and things, just to make people forget that they're going to have to pay soon for online services? It seems like a strategically chosen time to have a Nintendo Direct.
It's so weird because it's like, so it's like £20 a year, right? And you get the online service and you get access to however many remastered special online NES titles updated, and you get cloud saves.
Yeah.
But like for £20 a year, that's not a big particularly amount to ask people to pay, especially when you get all that stuff bundled in. But the trade-off is like, if it's £20 a year versus PlayStation Plus, which is, 40, 50, does that mean that the Switch Online service is going to be like not as good? Do you know what I mean? Not as fluent, not as, for example, the social aspects, who knows what's going to happen there with regards to friends and voice chat and all this stuff.
If ever we get voice chat, or you have to download the app.
Yeah. That app, by the way, hasn't been updated in months.
Hopefully now they're getting money, they will be able to update it with the funds they're getting. And we have spoken about this before on the podcast, where you were a bit worried, or we actually discussed how, the online services for Nintendo isn't amazing. There's some issues with online matchmaking and things like that in certain titles, but you'd like the reassurance that by taking money from customers every month now, that there is going to be, marked improvements on how it plays and things, online gaming, making it easier to play against friends and whatever. You hope that it's not just going to be exactly the same, except you're paying for it now. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what the improvements are, but I just can't believe it's come around so quick. I remember when we said September initially, it seemed so long away, but now it's only.
Well, don't forget, it was meant to be last year, then it just got delayed back for so long.
But why was that? It'd be interesting to find out. But it's not a bad price when you consider Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, which are markedly more expensive. But then you'd say that their services are much better than Nintendo's online service at the moment. But we wait and see. So that's the 18th, which is a week yesterday.
19th that comes out.
19th, okay, so it's a week
today.
I think
it might be 18th in America, to be fair.
Week today then, so not long to go. I'm telling you, Chris, I really need to get Sonic Mania. That is a game I need in my life, I think. Especially as I'm going on holiday next week. I need something to play on the Eurostar, so that might be the thing to pick up. Because over the past few weeks, I've not been here for a long time, people. You may have noticed I've been away. I think it's the 31st of July was our last podcast together.
That's mad.
Ages ago. I've moved house and I've issues with internet providers, but now we have internet again. But whilst I didn't have internet, there wasn't really many games I could play. I couldn't really play any games on my phone. I've big on Pokemon Go and Harry Potter, Hogwarts Mystery. Couldn't play either of those because they require online internet connection. So frustrating there. But I have been playing a lot of my Switch, actually been pretty much glued to it. I've not touched my Xbox in ages. I've been playing the Insane Trilogy. I've now finished all 3 of the games, and I'm about 98% completed on the third one, Warped. I mentioned it in the Sarni episodes we did. I mentioned how when I originally played Crash Bandicoot 3, I never actually bothered to try and complete it past the getting all the crystals, because all the gems and all the relics you can get. But I've now tried to complete it as much as possible. And I'm on about 95, 96%. So I'm very happy with what I've achieved there. But I'm also playing, as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, Tesla versus Lovecraft, which is from 10 Tons LTD, bullet hell game where it's top down. You're put in a world where there's loads of monsters and aliens, and you're given an array of pickups, guns, mechs, to try and kill the aliens before they kill you. Well, not aliens, monsters before they kill you. And it's really strategic, actually, because you've got a jetpack which lets you warp forward and back so you can get away from sticky situations. You have to be strategic about what weapons you pick up, because you can get a mixture of weapons that are dropped around the map. You have to look for other pickups like health, and you get perks as you kill more monsters and get more experience points. It's just so fun. It's one of those games that if you die, you just instantly want to get straight back in and try again and try a different tactic. It's loads of levels. You get a lot of game for the money that you pay. It's really worth it. I played it a couple of months ago initially, and I've been playing it again now, and I forgot how great it is. So if anyone hasn't, if you're looking for a new game, just a nice little pick up and play game, Tesla versus Lovecraft, definitely worth it. But what have you been playing, Chris? Good stuff.
I've been a little bit naughty, Colin.
Oh no!
Because I've not really been playing my Switch or my handheld, because Spider-Man came out on Friday, and I've been putting a little bit of time into that title.
I'm hearing so many good things about it, and I'm very jealous.
Yeah, it's stellar. It's beautiful. It's really gorgeous.
I have a question. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I know we don't focus too much because it's not handheld, but is it played with quick time moments, and is it similar to the Arkham games?
What do you mean played with quick time moments?
What quick time events? When they had the initial trailers and stuff, there's a lot of that.
Oh, I see. And there are quick time events in it, but not more than any other game. I would say it fit like Arkham is not an unfair comparison at all. Especially how in Arkham you'd like use the grapple gun and then like propel over a building and swipe and you fly around. It's a similar feeling mechanic, but what is really great about the Spider-Man game, and like I said, we won't take too much time about it, is that it really, I've never been to New York, but now I feel like I know New York from playing that game. You know how Assassin's Creed used to be really good at that with like Rome or Venice and stuff? It's very similar where they've done really well at like sprinkling in the kind of iconic designs and buildings and landmarks of New York with this kind of Marvel twist. So, there are certain buildings like Empire State Building, whatever, that are in it, but then also it's like, there are loads of Marvel buildings, and it's just amazing how well they've managed to like make that world feel real.
It's massive. Then it's a big map.
It's pretty big. It's not like Far Cry big or Skyrim big, but like it's Arkham, bigger than an Arkham, I would say. It's very good fun, and it's very kind of joyous, and you play it and you just want to go like woohoo as you kind of swing around. So I'm not playing much, but because we've not got a podcast next week because I'm away as well. I'm taking my Switch with me, so hopefully I might pick up some more little titles to play.
No, I was hoping that the Spider-Man game would get bad reviews, because it's the sort of game I'd love to play, especially if it's like the Arkham games. And I love the whole Spider-Man universe and the villains and things like that. Big fan. So hopefully one day it will come to Xbox.
Wait, hang on. Part one of that statement, I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah, man.
To that statement, I hope it gets bad reviews.
Well, no, because I was hoping, because it looked good in the initial trailers, but I was hoping, because if it got bad reviews, I wouldn't feel so bad that I can't play it straight away. That's what I meant.
I see.
It's good that it's a good game. And is there loads of side missions?
Oh yeah, it's collectible city. Like there's so much shit you have to collect. And for me, like I've done more collecting than I have playing the main story, because it's so addictive. Like looking for backpacks or for treasure or whatever.
That's just like Arkham Asylum, isn't it? Always fun looking for all the Riddler trophies and things like that. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying that. But it seems like the perfect game for Switch. So come on, let's bring it to Switch.
I don't think the Switch is going to be able to run it.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
But maybe. Colin.
Yep.
So today, the 12th. I want to get something out here at the top of the podcast.
Right.
Last week on Wednesday night, I recorded episode 229, and I was like, "Hey, there's a direct tomorrow. Let's make some predictions. Here's what's going to happen." And then, obviously, the morning of on the Thursday, there was a natural disaster in Japan, so they decided to delay the direct. Yeah. The direct is now happening tomorrow. We're hoping to get some more news about online. They've also said there's going to be just discussion of upcoming titles for Switch and 3DS. But what's been really interesting is that there's been quite a lot of Nintendo news this week, which has kind of trickled out, and you wonder how much of that was meant to be in the direct and how much of it. I mean, there's obviously been events happening as well, but it's kind of interesting because it's like, oh shit, was this meant to be announced then, and then they just couldn't hold it and announced it. So if you don't mind, dear Colin, I'd like to take you through the Switch news and the Nintendo news, and then I can leave the mobile and the Vita to you.
Yeah, I see there's quite a lot here. Let's just start from the bottom, work your way up, I think.
Okay.
Do it the opposite way.
Well, this is just a very small bit of news, but I saw on the eShop that Crash Bandicoot, your favorite game, is on discount at the moment for £28 British on the Nintendo eShop. So that's a whole saving of 20% off. So if you're interested, Colin,
worth the money. Yeah,
is it worth 28 quid?
I think so. You get a lot of hours of enjoyment out of it. I mean, it depends how good you are at platformers, to be honest with you. I found with the first one, I wasn't very good because I never played the first Crash Bandicoot before, and it shocked me at how difficult it actually is. So I think it depends on your skill level. You could probably, at a push, if you sat down and really put your mind to it, you could probably complete the core game in about 7-8 hours, maybe. Okay, if you really wanted to and you're really good and didn't want to do any of the extras. But I'd say it's worth about 28 quid. I think I paid about 22 for it, which I was happy to pay. But yeah, definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of Crash and you haven't had him in your life for a long time.
Yeah, so I just wanted to flag that. Obviously, it's not huge news, but it is news. Pokemon Go 2 days ago announced Professor Willow's new global research challenge has ended, and there's going to be an ultra bonus event, which means that starting on September the 13th, so tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time, there are going to be gym battles with Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres in raid battles until the 20th, including shiny forms as well. And more Pokemon originally from Kanto will be appearing and show up more frequently until September 30th. And then, here's the big news. On September 20th at 1 o'clock PDT, which I think is Pacific time, Mewtwo will come to raid battles for the first time ever. Previously only available to EX raid passes, but now everyone is going to be able to have a crack, and it's going to be in raids until October the 23rd. And the other little bit of news is that the previously region-exclusive Pokemon Farfetch'd, Kangaskhan, Mr. Taurus will be joining the Alolan Pokemon in 7-kilometer eggs until the end of September. Presumably, Colin, this is Niantic's way of getting everyone to fill up their Kanto Pokedex, get it all filled up and brimming to the top, so that when they release Gen 4 in autumn, it won't feel like you are struggling to catch Kanto anymore because everyone will have had a fair shot. What do you think?
Yeah, this definitely seems like it. Or maybe it's to get people ready for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee as well.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout as well. Not a bad shout. Have you got Mewtwo yet?
I've not got Mewtwo. I've never had an invite to an X raid.
Oh, well, do you ever do raids?
Not really, to be honest with you. That's not really part of my gaming spectrum with Pokemon Go. I do, if it's like a really basic raid, like a Magikarp, I'll do it just to get the XP or whatnot. But in terms of massive raids with the big, rare, legendary Pokemon, no. It's not something I do, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Still trying to get Celebi, for God's sake. Because I've had no internet, I'm still on level 1. Stage 1 of the challenge.
Oh yes, because you can't play it on the go. I see.
I can't play on the go, which is a big problem with Pokemon Go. Huh?
What do you have to do for stage 1?
The first bit of the research is I have to battle in the gym 2 times and battle in a raid. That's cute, isn't it?
You can imagine. I'm almost there. I need to get a few more grass or psychic types, and I'm done.
Fucking annoying, I tell you.
Shower the horse, I'm done.
It's bloody annoying. If I could get Wi-Fi wherever I went, That'd make life a lot easier. But no, it's cool. I'm liking all the additions to Pokemon Go, and people are really excited about Mewtwo. To be fair, I've seen people are really excited to finally get Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to it.
It's good. So you're still keen on Pokemon Go then? Still in on it?
Yeah, I'm playing every day, but I mean, I'll probably will fade out once I've got Celebi.
Are you going to get Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, or are you going to get
none of them? Emma is going to get it, and I might play it.
She's a fan of Eevee, isn't she?
Yeah, she loves Eevee. So, actually, speaking of, Nintendo Europe tweeted the announcement that there's going to be a special Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee bundle.
These look so good.
Yeah, they're really cute, aren't they? So it includes Nintendo Switch Pikachu and Eevee Edition system. So it's got decals, special colored Joy-Cons, Pokemon Plus accessory, and a pre-installed version of Pokemon Let's Go. And it looks like the dock as well is covered in. I mean,
that dock is cool. I like that.
A lot, like it is, stickers and decals and stuff, but it does look it does look really cool.
Sorry, but the orange and yellow Joy-Cons, they are a thing of beauty.
Yeah, they're really cute. We'll embed a tweet so you can look at them. Yeah, really, I think it's really cool. And yeah, this feels like one of those things they were going to announce during the direct. Then we're like, all right, let's just crank it out. And it is coming to North America as well, according to Nin Mobile News. So yeah, that's good for people over Europe, people
good
over
for
America.
The soul. It's good for the soul. That.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Yeah, I am going to play Let's Go, but I think that comes out 2 weeks after Red Dead, and I imagine I'll probably be in Red Dead mode at that point.
Red Dead zone, yeah, that's fair enough.
I
still need to play and finish the first one. That'll help.
Work you damn nag! That's what the guy says.
Thanks, I didn't get the reference because I've never played it. Is the first one backwards compatible on Xbox?
Yes, I think I believe it is with a sort of WASI graphics upgrade.
Red Dead Redemption backwards compatible. Let's have a look. Backwards compatible. We're going to do this live on the air because that's good audio. Perhaps again. Shiny update. They've got an update. What's up? It was originally a bit slow. Makes one video backwards. Oh, it's available through backwards compatibility. So, that says Xbox One. It says Xbox One X, but not the normal. I have to research that. I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, no, it says here Red Dead Redemption Xbox One backwards compatibility. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe I can do it then. I know they announced recently that Modern Warfare 2 is finally backwards compatible on Xbox One now.
Your favourite?
Yeah. No, my favourite was the first one. Well, I say first one, COD 4. The first Modern Warfare was my fave. One versus one on shipment, mate. Let's do it.
I played some Xbox One at my brother's house whilst we were apart. I played Call of Duty Ghosts.
Any good?
It was good. We played Infected, which is my favorite mode.
That is great. I love Infected. That's really fun. They've got that on World War II as well.
Love it. Everyone runs to the same area, repeat and repeat until you all end up dying. Great.
Brutal. It is brutal, especially when there's only a few of you left and everyone's a zombie and you're like having to.
More Nintendo news. Civilization 6 is coming to Nintendo Switch. Comes out on November the 16th, and the Switch version of the game will include Vikings, Polish concern, Australia, and that was added to the version after it initially came out. Have you ever played a Civ game, Colin?
No, I know one came to PlayStation Vita a few years ago, and I said I was going to play it, but I never.
Oh did. Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember it was supposed to be just before Christmas, and it got delayed till like February time. People said it was all right, but I never played it. Souls.
So it's a big turn-based strategy game, and Civilization is the dawn of that meme about being nuked by Gandhi.
Right.
It does. I mean, it looks quite interesting. I've never really played it. I played Age of Empires, which is kind of similar, but that's real time rather than turn based. But yeah, I'm quite keen to try this. This is the type of game that I would normally love.
Yeah, I think it would be really good on Switch as well. You know, to be fair, I said that about every game. Every game would be good on Switch, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. There's not much that wouldn't, is there?
Yeah. Maybe not Nintendogs or something like that.
Nintendogs would be good with that big touch screen.
I'm surprised they haven't brought a version of that back. You know, like there isn't really a pet thing on Switch, is there? I can't really think of any.
Yeah, it's not really.
No, that was their jam back in like the early, well, mid 2000s.
Maybe Animal Crossing, if they announced that, will scratch that itch.
Well, not really, but go on.
Well, maybe they'll change it. You never know. Speaking, I just want to round up. I want to round off the Switch news.
Come on then.
EGX is happening next weekend, 20th to 23rd, and on the Nintendo Switch website, they've listed a bunch of games you can play. Some of which, or one of which, hadn't been announced. So if you're going to EGX, you can play Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, Killer Queen Black, Wargroove, Windjammers, Baba Is You, Moonlighter, Treasure Stack, The Gardens Between, Into the Breach, Stick Fight, Untitled Goose Game, Broken Sword Fight, Serpent's Curse, and Colin. This is the first I've seen this being announced, and this is one of my all-time favorites. Is Oddworld: Stranger's Wrath. And I've been wanting this on Switch for absolutely ages. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been like doing a lot of research, seeing if it's going to happen. And it's kind of interesting because the main game director has been previously quite anti-Nintendo. What's Lorne? I think it's like Lorne Lanning or something. Has been very much like, because one of their games came out on Wii U, and they were like, Lorne was basically like, yeah, Nintendo screwed us with the delay of this. They wouldn't promote it. It didn't sell very well, and it's kind of their fault. So it's interesting that Lorne has actually been like, actually, you know what? No, we're bringing this to Switch. Strange Wrath, if you've never played it. Have you played it, Colin?
I have not. Stranger, actually, maybe I have. Is this that one with the weird alien where you roll around?
No, that's Abe's Odyssey, but that is still Oddworld.
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah, Stranger's Wrath is you play as this kind of bipedal, almost like a lion type thing. He's like a bounty hunter and his sort of Wild West cartoon animals vibe. And it's, you know, he wears like a poncho and a hat and chews a piece of straw. And you use a crossbow and you have to take down enemies in certain ways. It's kind of a bit Hitman-esque, but the real interesting thing about the game is that you have you don't fire normal guns. All your bullets are this live ammunition, which consists of insects that you find around the map. So you have to harvest the ammunition and then use it appropriately. And it's got this sort of, like Hitman reward system where, you know, if you capture an enemy alive, you get more points. If you capture them in a certain way, you get more points. And there's also a really good story, which takes some like surprisingly interesting twists and turns. I love Oddworld: Stranger's Wrath. I really, really love it, and I'm proper excited to play it on Switch. I really can't wait.
When did it come out on Switch?
They've not said, annoyingly. Just is the only thing we know is that it's playable at EGX, and this is the first time anyone's ever said anything about it. So, you know, it was probably meant to be announced during the during the stream, but maybe there'll be more detail on it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's good.
God, I can't wait.
Very excited. Like I say, if it was coming out soonish, then you could have played it on holiday or on the way to your holiday destination.
No, I don't think it's going to be a stealth drop.
Okay.
Last bits of news are both Final Fantasy based, and I'm going to pass the baton over to you, Colin.
Baton or French stick. Yeah, do it.
Yes, I'm going to pass. No, that's a baguette. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition is coming to Switch and PS4 in 2019, which looks good. I've never played Crystal Chronicles, but this trailer makes it look really lovely. And I'm quite keen for this. And I think this might have been the first Final Fantasy game announced for Switch, but then not a day later, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition was announced to be coming to Nintendo Switch as well. And this is so Final Fantasy 15 came out fairly recently. This is the one where you play as the boy band, Colin.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this.
Big fan. Yeah, big fan.
And it's like Noctis is one of the main characters. It was fairly successful on PS4 and Xbox. And the Chibi edition is where all the characters are kind of cartoonified and made it less realistic, so it's more playable. It's already out on mobile devices, and now it's using Chibi art style, and is going to be coming to Switch and Xbox One, PS4 as well. But yeah, that's exciting for Final Fantasy fans.
Yeah, Final Fantasy fans. That's that's a good alliteration there as well. You got that going for you. It's all very good.
Thanks. So I think that's all the Switch. That's the big Switch stuff. But to kind of cap, in case you didn't catch it, the Nintendo Direct, the one that was going to be last week has been delayed and is going to be happening tomorrow evening at 11 o'clock. So I'll be watching it. Are you going to watch it live tomorrow?
I won't watch it live, but I'll get the scoop on Twitter.
Cool.
Poop diddy scoop.
Colin.
Scoop, scoop, scoop. Yes, hi.
Hi, what's going on with that there apples?
Well, I've had a pretty big detox from the world of gaming and the gaming news over the past few couple of months because of my whole lack of internet and moving and big boy stuff. So I'm really yesterday we got internet for the first time since beginning of August. So I've been plunged headfirst into the world of gaming again after a long time out. So I've got a few bits of news which I want to talk about. Nothing too major. First thing, as Chris alluded to there, today, the 12th of September, Apple did a keynote where they discussed the new Apple Watch and the new iPhones. And gonna be honest with you, not much new tech, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just enhancements and improvements over what they've already got. A few interesting points with the new Apple Watch, which does look really cool. I would love. You've got an Apple Watch, haven't you, Chris? If I remember
I do,
right.
yeah.
Do you use it a lot?
Yeah, I wear it every day. I have
As someone who runs a lot, I guess it is probably quite handy for you.
Yeah, I have the second edition one. I think they just announced the fourth edition.
They've announced Series 4. They also announced that there's going to be a price cut on the Series 3 line of Apple Watches as well. But in terms of new additions, the home screen, or I guess it's called the home screen, like where you see the clock face. They've added loads of new features on there, so the detail looks absolutely incredible, to be honest. But they put different things. You can add like date, temperature, other random little icons you can put on there. It looks really cool. But the biggest and most interesting addition to Series 4 is how they really are pushing the health side of things now. With the new Apple Watch, it's going to have the ability to do ECGs or echocardiograms, which is actually pretty incredible. For those of you who don't know what they are scans that are done to basically print a picture of the heart and give your heart rate and how quick your heart's racing and things like that. It can pick up a lot of different things, an echocardiogram. It's something that I have every few years to keep an eye on my very mild heart condition. And usually an echocardiogram can take about half an hour, even longer. But what Apple are claiming is with the new watch, there's actually a setting on there where it will do an echocardiogram. It'll get your pulse from your wrist and it'll be able to paint a picture of your heart and give you an idea of whether there's.
That's so mad that a watch can do that.
I know, that it sort of blows my mind. And not only this, they've had approvals from the I don't know the official names for them, but the health departments in America, like the higher ups, have approved it and said it actually works. This is legit. And Apple did say that they're working on the international market and getting this approved for medical companies and organizations around the world. So we wait and see whether we hear anything from the NHS for this. I don't know. I don't know whether Apple are talking to them about this, but this is really, really cool feature. In terms of the details that it can give you, obviously it's a small screen. From what I saw of the keynote, it just gave basically two options: either there's an issue or there isn't an issue with your heart. But I don't know as to how much detail it goes into. But I mean, just the fact that it can do an ECG that's quite a breakthrough, really. And as you say, from just a small one. I know, it's crazy. So that was a really cool feature. And it's quite interesting. I saw online that the stocks for Fitbits absolutely plummeted when Apple announced this. There's a really interesting diagram from, I guess, a stocks and shares website where the Fitbit is like steady. And then as soon as Apple announced this ECG thing, completely went down to the ground. I thought it was quite funny. So I imagine that Fitbit employees and the Fitbit company are feeling a bit worried now, because that's the whole stick with Fitbits, isn't it? It's more the health side of things. I guess with the Apple Watch, it was, fair enough, there was health and fitness, but it's more like a cool accessory you could have as well. But Apple are now pushing the health side a lot more of that. So that was really cool. And then, of course, they got to the iPhone side of things. And is it Tim Cook? Is his name Tim Cook?
Tim Cook.
Tim Cook, not Crook. He got really excited about the new iPhone. Basically, it's a bit bigger, a bit shinier, and does things a little bit better. But apart from that, nothing new. It's the iPhone XS, and they've also got the iPhone XS Max as well, which just makes me think of Pepsi Max. It's like a diet version, but it's one of the biggest screens they've done, but they've reduced the size of the frame of the phone, so it's basically all screen which is something they pushed for over the past few iterations. Now there's no home button. I mean, it looks very nice. The screen looks really, really cool. The pictures and the camera looks absolutely incredible. And they were showing features about depth of field that you can edit. Like you can actually probably edit photos like you're on a Photoshop or something now. It is incredible what you can do. The camera for filming video looked great as well. I'm trying to think what other features there were, to be honest. There wasn't really much in terms of new features. They did show a lot of gaming, which is, I swear in the past, Apple were sort of like shying away from the whole gaming element of on their devices. But now they had a whole section dedicated to gaming. And they had a developer come on stage. The name of the developer has slipped my mind, but they were showing how they can use AR and VR now on their new games on the new iPhone. And they had 3 employees come out, and they all looking for an iPhone, looking down at a table, and all of them were seeing like this massive robot, and they were all battling this robot, which was actually really
cool.
that was really fun. I know AR's had a bit of a rough patch with it sounds cool, but it's never really been embraced by many people. But it's just incredible how simple the Apple made it look with the new iPhone, and how fun it actually did seem. And it worked really well, actually. I know obviously it's hard to tell when you're watching a demo live on stage, but it seemed to work really well. These 3 players were playing, and it said who the winner was. And this developer said they're going to be working on that, and the new game will be coming out later this year. And I assume that means other developers will be creating very similar games. So the whole gaming side of it looks really interesting. But in terms of vast differences from the last iPhone X, didn't really seem to be much. They did go on about the processors and the chips and the things like that, how it's the most powerful one ever. But really, for the casual consumer, you're not really going to notice much difference, in my opinion. So probably if you haven't got an iPhone X, maybe you want to consider this if you've got a phone that's a few years old. But if you're an iPhone X user and owner, it's probably not worth making the plunge. But I mean, it looked nice. And I didn't actually see the pricing for it. I didn't actually say this. The Apple Watch, the reduced price for Series 3, I think starts from $279. This is US dollars. I think the cheapest Series 4 was $299. And that went up to like 500, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's a typical Apple keynote. They're all very excited about it. All look very sexy. But yeah, has it changed much? Probably not. Is it something I'm going to invest in? Probably not, because I'm very happy with my phone, which I think is the 7 or the 8. Either way, I'm fine with my phone at the moment, so I don't think I need to upgrade. Are you ready to upgrade? Are you ready to take the plunge, Chris?
No, well, remember I got a new phone in April, so I'm not too fussed about upgrading for a couple of years yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that they are discounting Series 3 on the watches, because that still feels so new.
I know.
I don't know about you.
It was interesting where they said like we're making it more affordable, and I was like, well, it's not really more affordable, is it? But there you go. Apple's definition of affordable is very different to most people's. So that was the Apple event. Yeah, some interesting ideas, but nothing too grand. Just very quickly to finish up, I just want to give some PlayStation Vita news because it's still live and kicking. Forgetting all the news that Chris has given us this week, the most exciting bit of news that's come out from the past week of gaming is the new firmware update for PlayStation Vita. And I hear you asking, Colin, what does this include? What new features have Sony given to everyone's favorite handheld device? Well, I'm about to tell you. It's version 3.69. It's available now, and it gives you stability, improved stability, and that's it.
No way!
I know.
Huge! What news?
I didn't know the Vita could be any more stable, to be honest with you. It is quite something. And it's funny, this article even says it's got improved stability and nothing else, and you won't notice anything. So enjoy. So there you go. New
Can't wait.
firmware update. Get your hands on that now. Available on a Vita near you. And I'm going to finish up on some good news here. Time Spinners, which is a 2D Metroidvania. 2D Metroidvania Time Spinner is coming to PlayStation Vita, but also PS4 and PC. And it launches on September the 25th, which is a couple of weeks' time. It's going to cost $19.99, so probably be about 16, 17 quid, I'd imagine. And it's coming out from the publisher Chucklefish and developer Lunar Ray Games. Just very quickly read the synopsis here. With her family murdered in front of her and the ancient time spinner device destroyed, Luanis is suddenly transported into an unknown world, stranded with seemingly no hope of return. Using her power to control time, Luna Bleva vows to take her revenge on the evil Lactum Empire, but sometimes the course of history isn't quite as black and white as it seems. I swear, we've spoken about this game before. I recognize this. Did this not get funded through Kickstarter? Or am I just imagining that? You know what? What I might do, I'm going to go onto our website, heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com, and I'm going to see whether we have spoken about this before. Let's have a look. Heroes of Handheld Time Spins. Oh, yes, it was spoken about on IndieCast back on the 21st of July 2014.
No way. Great memory.
That I know. I just plucked it out of my bloody out of the air. It's incredible, really. 4 years ago, we last spoke about this game. That is insane. So it's finally getting a Vita release after all these years. Nick's really fun. So yeah, if you've still got your Vita, definitely go and check it out.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Because last time we spoke a little while ago, you were. I don't know if you ever confirmed it. Have you sold your Vita?
Yep, it's gone. Sold it.
Who did you sell it to?
Just some randomer. Facebook Marketplace, mate.
I do see your Facebook Marketplace things every now and then.
Yeah, he bought it. He paid a pretty penny for it, and he said, "Oh, I just fancy something new," and it looked like a good bit of kit. And he bought it.
Did they come to your house, or did you meet in a neutral location?
I went to theirs.
Oh, okay.
Never give them your address.
That sounds safe.
Yeah, safe. Yeah, so I've sold so much. Honestly, Facebook Marketplace is brilliant. I've sold so much crap on there, like things that we were going to take down the dump.
Yeah.
People go crazy for bits of furniture. If you've got a chest of drawers or a desk, people will climb over each other to get it from you. That shocked me. I had a dodgy pair of chest of drawers, broken, barely worked, and someone paid a $5 for it and came and got it. We're going to take it down the dump.
What an idiot!
I know. Amazing.
I guess it's furniture is really expensive, isn't it? Like you can kind of understand it.
Don't even get me started. If you put IKEA on something, people will lap that shit up.
Yeah, and who can blame them?
I know.
It's great.
I know. Anyway, Chris, is that it? Is that everything?
I think so. So you're not going to watch tomorrow's Direct?
I'm not. I'm going to rely on you to fill me in.
Okay, well, we won't have an episode next week because we're both on holiday. Colin, are you allowed have you said where you're going?
I'm going to Disneyland Paris.
Colin's going to Disneyland Paris. I heard you're going to have a great time. When are you back? When do you leave? What's the what's the plan?
Doing some packing. Leaving on Monday, and we come back on Wednesday. So it's a very quick visit, but it's a good deal.
Oh, so you could actually podcast on Wednesday then?
Considering that we're back at about 11 p.m, I don't think that's going to happen, mate. If that. But no, it's looking forward to it. And you're going to one of the Channel Islands.
The Channel Islands for a week. So we will be back on the 26th. I hope you enjoyed the Nintendo Direct tomorrow. I'll be watching. I probably won't tweet along because I'll be watching on my phone, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that. And enjoy your Spider-Mans. Colin, give me 2 predictions for what's going to be confirmed during tomorrow's Direct.
What's going to be confirmed? Spider-Man is coming to Nintendo Switch, and so is Spyro, the flamed.
Oh, Spyro, that's not a bad challenge.
What's it called? What's it called? The Inflamed? No, the Reignited.
Reignited trilogy.
Yeah. So I want that shit. After playing Crash Bandicoot and saying I want more Spyro in my life.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, boy. What do you reckon's going to happen? What's the one prediction you think will definitely happen?
Diablo release date.
Great.
And I still think Halloween. I think yeah, we'll see.
That makes sense. It is that sort of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, Colin, have a nice couple of weeks, and thanks for listening, everyone, and welcome back, Colin, and see you in 2. And where can people catch up with us?
Oh, so many places. If you're new to our podcast, you can listen to all the backlog by going to Heroes of Handheld .wordpress.com. I keep wanting to say the email address. heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com. Go to Heroes of Handheld podcast, and all our previous episodes are there. Check those out. If you have any thoughts on anything we have discussed this week, you can email us heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. You can tweet us at Handheld Podcast. We're on Facebook, all loads of social media. If you just Google Heroes of Handheld Podcast, we'll come up everywhere. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and just so many darn places. Chris, I've said about email address, haven't I?
Yep, you've actually covered it all.
I'm so happy I've got internet. My mind is blown. I just want to go and play some Rocket League, to be honest with you.
And you're gonna have a massive wank as well.
Over my Switch and Rocket League.
Lovely.
It's probably not a good idea, because then you have to clean it up, and you don't want to get any of your man liquid in the fan.
Oh, don't call it man liquid.
Yeah, why would you rather I just said semen? Sperm?
No, I'd rather you said mighty seed.
Mighty seed, yeah, that does sound cool, doesn't it? Yeah. You have a way with words, Chris. Thanks. Anyway, enjoy the Channel Islands, Chris, next week. Enjoy them.
Okay, I will do. Love you, Colin. Have a nice couple of weeks.
Everyone, have a great week. Bye.
Bye.